Take a look at an automobile's engine. The car that you came in outside. Think about it. If you open the hood of your car and look at the engine, you receive a revelation of God. And some of you have been missing it for years. In that car, there are thousands of components and parts, and each one is different from the other. A battery is not a spark plug. Spark plug is not a carburetor. A carburetor is not a generator. A generator is not a piston. A piston is not a valve. A valve is not the oil pan. The oil pan is not the filter. The filter is not the steering wheel. The steering wheel is not the shift. The shift is not the ignition. I mean, everything is different. Now, the battery is a battery. So he is a leader in the battery department. Stay with me. He was created to batter. His job is to store power and release it when the terminals demand it. That's the battery's job. So he is the leader in the power department. Did you hear what I said? He is the leader in his purpose. No one else could be battery. He is the leader in the battery department. You become a leader when you finally discover who you are. If you never discover who you are and what your purpose is, you will never be a leader. You'll always try to follow the other parts in the engine, and you're getting in their way trying to be like them. That's the problem with the world. That's the problem with the church. That's the problem with the entire globe. People don't know who they are, so they're trying to be somebody else. The battery is a battery, and he is a leader in the battery department. Connected to him is a little wire called the terminal wire. There's a red one and a blue one. They also are separate components created by the manufacturer for a specific purpose, and their purpose is not to be a battery. All they exist for is to transfer power. Some of you mightn't be a battery. You ain't got the power. You just a terminal. All you do is transfer and connect people. You are a connector. That's all you are. You just connect people. When you connect people, you leave it. You connect people, you leave it. You connect people, you leave it. Andrew was a terminal wire. He was a leader in the connection department. Andrew was created to connect people. And every time God wanted some connection, he called for Andrew. Check the Bible. When the Syrophoenician woman came to see Jesus, she went to Andrew. Andrew said, I'll connect you. And Andrew said, Jesus, there's a lady outside to see you connected them. Peter was fishing, and Andrew met Jesus. Andrew went to Peter and said, Peter, come, let me connect you. And he introduced Peter to Jesus and left. Didn't get involved in it. And when Peter connected to Jesus, a proposal was born. And there's no book in the Bible called the Gospel according to Andrew. But there'd be no Peter without Andrew. Clap your hands, somebody. He was a leader. Now, every component in the engine is a leader. See, some of y'all don't understand that. You say, well, you know, how can everybody be a leader? If everybody be a leader, who's going to lead who? It shows you that your philosophy has been so corrupted by the world that you believe everybody's supposed to be a tailpipe. Every person in this room was created by God to dominate his area of influence. You are a leader. No one could carburate like a carburetor. Nobody could spark like a spark plug. Nobody could generate like a generator. And that's why we got so few leaders today. Because leaders who rule over you won't allow you to discover who you are. Because the leader might recognize that suddenly you're a battery and he's just a terminal wire. Yeah, that's nothing new. John the Baptist came on the scene and everybody thought he was a battery. So they said, are you a prophet? Are you the Messiah? Are you Elijah? They call him all these big names. I like John. He knew who he was not. No, you didn't hear what I said. He knew who he was not. Let's read it. Come on, let's read it. The reason why you haven't discovered your leadership potential yet is because you're trying to be somebody else. And you are wired to be you. Let's take a look. John chapter 1, verse 19. This was John's testimony when the Jews of Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him what? Who he was. That's the big question. Who are you? Tell your neighbor, who are you? That's the problem. Everyone's trying to find out who you are. Now, can I suggest something to you? Write this down. If you don't know who you are, they'll tell you. That's why it's important for you to discover yourself. Because everybody got an opinion of you, and it ain't nothing to do with who you are. The question, who are you? Look at verse 20. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely. What? I am not the Christ. Now, first of all, John begins to answer the question, who are you, by telling you who he is not. Let me tell you why that's so vital. Some of you ain't sure who you are not. So you print your little business card, prophet so-and-so. Who told you was a prophet? Evangelist so-and-so. Bishop so-and-so. There are a lot of pastors who are illegitimate. God never called them. Let me tell you what's so good about this first answer. I am not. Because you see, the minute you know who you are not, people cannot force you into that mold. Some of you have become exactly what you're not supposed to be. Because someone who you respected told you that's who you were. And you hate what you're doing. And it's frustrating you. And there's no joy in it. Even in the ministry. Some of you are in the ministry and it's a chore. You hate it. You hate Sunday mornings. You got to go preach to these stiff-necked people all the time. You have no joy studying for no sermon because it's a struggle for you. Why? You're not called. But some prophet came along and prophet lied to you. Now listen to me. Listen good. If you don't know who you are, there are a lot of people around who are willing to tell you. John says, I am not the Christ. So let's clear that right now. They asked him, then who are you? And then they're going to give their opinion of the Mack truck. Are you Elijah? Now, let's be honest, friends. If they said that to you, come on, think about it. Think about you. If they said, you remind us of Elijah, you say, right on, I got the spirit of Elijah. Yeah, man. Yeah, call the newspapers. Yeah. I know you. You'd enjoy that. Some of you believe you're Elijah now. got a couple hundred people following you, and you think you're God's great man of the hour. And you're right, just 1 hour. John, are you Elijah? You remind me of Elijah. Oh, we'd love to hear someone say, sister, you remind me of Catherine Coleman. Oh, thank you. And the next day you see them, they had on a long white dress. I say, hey brother, you remind me of A.A. Allen. Print these cards. Miracle meetings coming up. The spirit of A.A. Allen is here again. If you don't know who you are, you won't know who you are not. For you to become a leader, you must discover his purpose for your life. And you'll never be fulfilled until you do it. You know why so many leaders are dying from stroke, hypertension, depression, burnout? Let me tell you why. Because most of the people in leadership positions are not leaders in that position. They've been placed there by people's expectation and pressure, and now they got to keep an image that they're not, and it's killing them. They got to perform rather than live. So many pastors are performing every Sunday morning, and they're fooling the people, and the people don't want them to change because they love the show.